Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was expected to inaugurate a new high-speed train, the Vande Bharat Express, on Saturday as part of his government's massive investment into modernizing the country's sprawling railway network and other infrastructure. But, instead, he traveled to the site of one of the worst rail accidents in the country's history to share his condolences. More than 280 people were killed and over 1,000 injured in a three-way crash involving two passenger trains and a freight train in eastern Odisha state on Friday, officials said. The deadly crash in the city of Balasore has reverberated across India, now the world's most populous nation, renewing calls for authorities to confront safety issues in a railway system that transports more than 13 million passengers every day. While the government has recently poured millions into upgrading the system, years of neglect has left tracks to deteriorate. As the sun rose on Saturday, rescuers scrambled over the tangle of wreckage and overturned train carriages in a desperate search for survivors. Passengers joined first responders in an effort to free those trapped. Officials said the death toll was suspected to rise further, as many passengers were thought to be pinned under train cars. Local authorities said that evening that search efforts had stopped but would resume Sunday. It's still ongoing. We need to lift the wreckage and see what's underneath. A crane has arrived. We will pull the coaches up one by one, but we don't have much hope of finding survivors, Odisha's fire services chief, Sudhanshu Sarangi, told local news channel NDTV. We've never seen so many dead bodies before. It's sad, but we're trying. The government in the state, which has a population of about 44 million, declared a day of mourning on Saturday. Video footage and photographs from the crash site near Bahanaga Bazar rail station showed scenes of chaos and despair. Dozens of dead bodies could be seen lying beside mangled train cars, while police officers and survivors stood nearby. Passengers' personal belongings were strewn inside carriages, their windows crushed, spilling glass and metal debris onto the floors. Train carriages were ripped apart. One of the passengers sitting in the second-to-last coach, Anshuman Purohi, told CNN that he felt a massive shake before the train screeched to a halt. When he opened the door, he could see the rest of the train off the tracks in a ditch. I was at the bottom of the pile. My hand is injured, it's hurting a lot, and also the back of my neck, he said. When I came out of the train, I saw someone had lost their hand, someone had lost their limb, someone's face was disfigured. Speaking to reporters Saturday, Narendra Singh Bundela, Inspector General of Operations at the National Disaster Response Force, NDRP, said teams have rescued passengers found alive at the site, but many bodies remain trapped under the derailed carriages. The coaches are very heavy and it's been a difficult task to remove them and identify bodies, Bundela said, adding 17 coaches were derailed and severely damaged. This is a serious incident and the government has ordered an inquiry, he said. This century for India, as far as I know, it is one of the most serious accidents. India's extensive rail network, one of the largest in the world, was built more than 160 years ago under British colonial rule. Today, the network runs about 11,000 trains every day over 67,000 miles of tracks. It suffers from aging infrastructure and poor maintenance, factors often cited in accidents. In 2005, at least 102 people died when a passenger train derailed in the southern state of Andhra Pradesh as it tried to cross tracks washed away by a flood. In 2011, scores were killed when a train jumped tracks in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. The death toll from Friday's crash has already surpassed that of another infamous incident in 2016, when more than 140 people were killed in a derailment in northern Uttar Pradesh state. The same year, Modi announced huge investments in India's railway system aimed at improving safety and connectivity. In 2021, more than 16,000 people were killed in nearly 18,000 railway accidents across the country. According to the national crime records, most railway accidents, 67.7%, were due to falls from trains and collisions between trains and people on the track.